Okay, how's it going? My name's Carlos Green. I do e-commerce stuff. So we're gonna go into website speed optimization. The reason why I'm making this video is if you go into Fiverr and then you look up Shopify site speed optimization, you're gonna see stuff from $30 to 105, 200, 250. So if you've got a couple extra bucks, you probably could get someone to do some customization on your website, um, and then they can optimize the site speed. But I'm just going to show you how to do it for free. And so if we go slow loading websites, leave money on the table, here's how to optimize site speed to improve both performance and sales. 70% of customers admit that a slow loading website impacts their willingness to buy from an online retailer. So faster site speeds also result in more sales. Why is it important? I'll add this article to the video if you really want to dive deep and go through. But what we're looking for is just practical things that we can do to optimize the website. So using a CDN, Shopify does this out of the box. Shopify automatically uses a CDN. That's what I mean by out of the box. So we don't have to do any customization or any coding or anything. And the programming isn't going to be too crazy for this. It's just going to be like some simple copy and paste stuff. Don't go overboard with theme adjustments. Yeah, this is what I was talking about. You want to not customize your theme as much as you can, unless you absolutely have to. But if you do, you want to keep it as minimal as possible. Enable quick view, remove unnecessary pop-ups, ease homepage, and hero sliders. This is basically you just don't want like a bunch of stuff immediately popping up on your website when it first loads. That's going to slow down your site. Ease homepage and hero sliders, compress, resize, and reduce images. Use light embeds for video. Reduce redirects and broken links. Enable lazy loading and block the browser from parsing scripts. Organize tracking. Beware of liquid. Build accelerated mobile pages. Build a mobile video outlay. Optimize a mobile checkout. So I'm just going to go over some of this stuff. We don't have to really go in depth into all of it. I wouldn't even recommend going in depth into all of it. We just want to speed up the initial site loading. So yeah, if you have a bunch of third-party apps, you want to avoid that. I think 20 to 15 is like the max you want to have. But if you have more than that, you're going to slow down your site loading. And how do we know that our site is loading slow? We can actually look up site speed on the Google Chrome Web Store. There's plenty of extensions. I'm also using Chrome. I'm assuming you're using Chrome because of the plugins. But what I typically use is this extension called Page Load Time. So if we go to details, we can see how fast our page is going to be loading, and we want to load it incognito. If you already have other apps or extensions installed in Chrome, which I do, you're going to want to have this working incognito. So when you go incognito, you can just check and see how fast the site's going to load. So we can click view on this. I'm going to copy this. We can go into a new incognito window. You could see, right? 2.96 seconds, and then we post it. Without any extensions, the site's taking 1.96. So it's not any of my other Chrome extensions are loading. We've got 1.96 for our site load speed, which is all right. We want to keep it under 3 seconds. So one of the tips that they were saying was to enable lazy loading. If we look up HTML lazy loading, we can go to W3 Schools is good. Here, the only difference between these two is that when we have an image, we want to add this. So the only thing this is doing is it's deferring loading for scrimmage for images that the user isn't even going to see until the user scrolls near them. Then it'll load. So when our page first loads, we won't have to worry about rendering these. We could hit this edit code, show editor. This isn't really customizing our theme. This is just customizing the HTML of our site. And then we can do Control F if you're on Mac. We're gonna do IMG, and then we just wanna paste this lazy. And then we're gonna do that for all of the images on our HTML. IMG, Control F, IMG. So now, cool. Everything has loading lazy. It doesn't matter if it's in the back. It doesn't matter if it's here. It doesn't even matter if you have it twice. It's just going to register once and be saved once. And now this should help speed up the initial loading of our website. We don't need to edit any more code. They mentioned some other stuff about blocking scripts, but your site shouldn't load any of the scripts. Light embeds for videos. I'm kind of avoiding using videos for now. Just kind of run ads and then user will see that video. But if you wanted to, yeah, you would just embed the video rather than as an iframe, copy and paste. An example would be, go to YouTube.
Build a website you love.
And then share, embed, and then you want to copy this stuff, but it would probably be better to actually download the video and upload it on the site, just so people can't link off of the site and go to YouTube and then start browsing cat videos or something like that. But yeah, just food for thought. I just kind of avoid videos for right now. And then until you find a winner, and then you could go back, do what you need to do, and compress, resize, and reduce images. So if we go to the App Store on Shopify, and then we do compress images, right? This one's pretty good, Tiny CEO. This one's free, built for Shopify. I've already got this installed, so yeah, I've already run out of optimization credits for this month. But you would just go here, refresh, and then it's gonna load whatever images on your site that aren't compressed, and then we would want to minify those. Minify just meaning that they're gonna take up less space. They're gonna look the same. They're just not gonna take as long to load. You can also try other stuff. Let's see, image optimizer. We want to do something that's free. You can pay for these if you want, but I don't feel like it. I'm just gonna install it, minify the site, minify my images, and then uninstall it. Like premium, nah, we don't want to do that. We just want to do image compression. Okay, so this doesn't have a quick way to do it. I'm gonna install that later, uninstall that later. Let's try these two. Site speed. I think I exited out. This is not what I wanted to do. This is App Plaza, Vada. I'm only going to install it and then optimize my images, and then after it optimizes, then I'm gonna uninstall it afterwards. This one's taking a while. Lazy loading, we talked about that. Minification is disabled. Of course, they want a pro plan. Just want you to optimize images. Optimize now. So now this should go through and then it'll start optimizing any images. And then free to install. Optimize now. Yeah, ideally you would wait for this first app to finish optimizing. And then after that, then you want to have the other. Yeah, optimize process is running. Once this finishes optimizing the full 100 images, then you're going to go through and you're going to optimize the other set of images. And you could just keep doing that for the different image optimization apps. That's what I did with this one. And what else? Then use a CDN, enable quick file recording, pop-ups, resize. I think that's pretty much it. We don't really want to mess with checkout and stuff. So what we're going to do is, and these images are probably already optimized. The only thing I did was erase the loading lazy to kind of demo that part. But what do we got? 1.96. We can go in here and then do a new incognito window. And 1.51. Try it again. 1.56. 1.64. This is bad. Save. .5. It's not optimized that much. 1.24. It could be because the script's running, but we are starting to get better. Not the script, but that app is still running in the background. But the site speed is starting to go down now. Somewhat. But, yep. That's what you would do. You'd probably want to step away and come back later, but ideally, you want to just optimize your site to have the site speed better. And that's what this video is about. So, thanks. Have a good one. Talk to you later.